All right, so this is going to be an update video on some of the stuff that I'm going to be working on later on. Technically, currently, I'm working on this guy right here, but it's at Peter's heat treatment, and from what I understand, they're almost done with it. So I should get it back next week, hopefully, and if I do, I might work on it on next weekend. I only have weekends to work on these things. So yeah, so this guy's out of the picture. And what I want to do right now is I want to work on a large knife for myself. And I have three options. So I'm just going to show you them. I'm kind of leaning towards one already, but just want to like quickly just talk about them. This is one of them. And this is kind of like another iteration of the knife that got stolen. Basically, it got stolen through the mail. But the main thing it has similar to it, almost like the only thing it has similar to it, is the beads on this thing. So these are all pins. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to make like a bead necklace design out of pins on the handle. And it would be just an assortment of like 1/8 inch pins and 1/16 pins, and it would be brass and copper. Other than that, this is a pretty basic design. It's a tanto. It actually goes, it's going to be a pretty big knife. It's going to go off the paper itself. And it would be, I already have the steel for it too. So 2.5 inches wide. It would be a 1/4 inch. It's CPM 3V. And yeah, so coffin handle. The handguard's pretty symmetrical. Yeah, pretty basic design. Just, it would be a very heavy knife, like a chopper. And that's something I would like. I always enjoy something like this heavy, and it would still be able to pierce. Should be able to cut really well with the secondary tip on it. Besides this guy, I would want to remake this knife, and it's one you've already seen, but I want to make a copy of this. I did wear this knife for a month after I made it, just to see how it worked out and everything, or if I had to change anything on it. But this is like my favorite knife, mostly because of aesthetics, the design of it, rather than use. I really like how it works too. I mean, I can cut through branches and stuff like that, and it's relatively short for what it can do chopping wise. But I'm afraid to lose this thing, and yes, I made it, so I should be able to make another one. But there's a big difference from like making a knife from a silhouette to making a knife from like another knife, like a master mold or whatever. I should be able to, but it's a lot easier just to remake a knife exactly the same if you have the genuine article with you, rather than just like through pictures or stuff like that. So if I did remake this, and once again I had the steel already for it, and I even have the handle material, it would be out of Cru Wear, just because I've never used Cru Wear before. It would be same grind and everything, but just slightly thinner behind the edge, because I think I should be able to get away with that with Cru Wear. This is Magna Cut, and the handle material would be lignite and it would be real lignite, and it's actually like the piece I found for it, because I had to find a piece that was like relatively wide, is actually like super nice, beautiful. But yeah, so if I remade that one, so it'd be exactly the same thing, but I would be able to carry it, and I would be carrying like one of my like favorite knives, basically, if not the most favorite. So that would be the other option. And the last, which I'm kind of leaning towards because I have it here already, it's already been cut out and stuff, the silhouette. The only thing I have to do is I don't really like this right here, this belly, so I redrew. So here in Sharpie, I'm going to grind it back to this like Sharpie line here. It is crazy how just a little bit of material can change like a silhouette of a knife. So yeah, so I'm going to grind that, and I'm going to do a flat grind where the bevel is going to be, well, the plunge line is going to be on this line right here, but it's just going to be a flat grind all the way to the spine. So the reason I haven't done this is because here, and I've showed you this knife before, here I want to put a brass disc here, mainly for weight. So I wanted to have a very thin blade with basically a brass disc here for weight, so I can still chop with it really well. That's the whole idea behind it. And that disc isn't a hand guard, because this is basically the hand guard here. This keeps your hand from like going into the blade. But I've been double thinking that. I've been like, I like how you know, having a relatively thin knife and having a disc that comes out, you know, like not an inch, but like let's say half an inch on both sides, would be cumbersome. So I don't know. So what I want to do is I want to grind this down, make a full flat grind, and then go from there. Just figure it out from there. So when you drawn and when you thought about things and you can't figure out what you want, the next step is to actually start, get as close to as you can to that crossroad, and then decide there. So yeah, so that would be the third choice, and I'm kind of leaning towards it. I'm probably going to do this tomorrow. We'll see. It's the weekend, so I do have a chance of doing that tomorrow. And the last thing is this guy right here, which is way off topic of what I usually talk about. But I'm going to do a short video on this thing. And yeah, I'll put that up right after I put this one up. So yeah, like always, any questions, suggestions, let me know.